Okay. I think so. Yesterday, before yesterday, maybe we have like we were talking about about file related stuff, right? File IO streams. IO stream. I means input. O means output. Stream means continuous flow. Stream means continuous flow. IO streams actually, what are the classes I told you? File writer, file reader, buffer reader, buffer reader, and print writer. These are the classes we were talking. Okay. What is the file? File is a class. Then how to create a object? How to create object? Class name, and new file. This is anyway class, all the classes. Then we can read the file. How to read the file from your, you know, from your, local system, local or remote system, any system. Then how to file? First, actually, you have to class write it class A. Public static void main anyway, Now how to read the file? You have to function file f is equal to new file. You can mention double quotes your file name, for example, txt file name, for example, yogi.txt, double quotes you can give. That time what happened, this file automatically will read your local file into the F. Now F contains all the file information. Now, okay, now for instance, this file is there or not. If you want to check, you can check if file contains some methods. What is that methods? Like exist. Exist means file you are reading. Now this file is there or not in this. You can write if f dot exist, file exist or not, we can check. That is a one file. Okay. Now you want to read the file from the local system. Some of the methods may be file related stuff we will learn now. File, we have some of the methods. What is that first method? EXISTS. Exist means if file is exist or not. If it exists, it will give you true. If it does not exist, it will give you false. Then what is the data type? Boolean. Boolean is a return type. Boolean is a return type. After that, create a file. If you want to create a file using create a new file. This is the one more method. Okay. After that is a directory. For example, is a directory or is a file, we don't know, right? Then we can use one more method, is a directory. 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 This is the one method. But you can't remember, you don't need to remember all the things. Just I am telling you what are the methods will be there in that. And length, file length, how much you can do, length also. Then if you want to delete, you can use delete. But I don't want to remember this. How can I do this? Then simply you can write a, you can go until it's open. Okay. This is just example I can say in this file. File is coming from java.io package. Okay. Java.io package. IO means what? input output. New file. Can give some file name, something. Okay, txt file. Now this file is there and it's now I want all the methods about file. You can click, you know, dot operations you can use here. You'll get to know all the see, create, can execute, can read, create a new file, delete, equals, exist or not file, get absolute absolute path. That means where is the entire path it's coming from. That we'll get to know. Okay. And what it is called again? File name, is a directory, is a file or not, length. These are all mkdir, they are making directory, mkdrs. You can make a directories. These are the methods available in a file system. Okay, now one by one, maybe we can learn. After that, we can go to the example so that you guys can understand. Okay, now that is the file related stuff. File is a class. It can read the file from local system or remote system. It contains some of the methods that I already showed you. Okay, now read the file and now how to read the file. File f is equal to new file. That file I want to read. If you want to read the file, file reader you have to use. If you write the file, you can file writer. You have. Now I want to read the file. How to read the file? Now if I want to read the file, just what we need to do. Anyway, class public static void main I'm missing now. Now I'm basic logic I'm writing. File f is equal to new file uh, txt. Now I want to read the file, right? Now we have a file content here. Now how to read the file? You can use file reader. File reader f r is equal to new file reader. You have to pass this reference into here. This reference into here. That means whatever the content is there, please read the content through using file reader. Okay. Now file reader have all the data. Okay. Now file reader have all the data. Then one by one we can read it. Okay. One by one we can read the. For example, if the data contains our data or not, we need to check first. After that, we need to read file reader. After that is a file reader. Now file writer. How to write the file? File same. File f is equal to you know file writer fw or something. Okay, it's equal to new file writer. Then which file you need to write? See, you're trying to read the file. This is a file you're reading, and using file reader you're reading it. Now you want to write the file. How to write the file? Then first what you need to do, where is the file you need to mention, no? Then you have to mention there is file writer, fw is equal to new file writer. Then you have to mention the file, which file you want to write. That file you want to mention here. After that, what we need to do, buffer writer, bw is equal to new buffer writer, buffer writer. In this, you have to pass this reference so that what happened, this file is, if you want to write it, right, that reference you are sending to the here, then we can use maybe buffer dot write some objects like, employee is equal to new employee object, we can write it. Then that content will be stored into this file writer. Don't worry, I'll show you the example. Just I'm telling you what are the methods is there and all things. Okay. That is a file writer. Now I want to read, for example, we have a file. We have a we have a file. For example, file has what name, address. Name is equal to VLR and Raju, Pune. Someone is this one. This is the data is there in the text file. Text file. Now, how to read this file? First, that time what we need to do? We have to do line by line. We have to do line by line, line by line. We have to read the file. Now, how to read the file? We already know how to read the file. You have to use file reader. Reader R is equal to new file reader. Then file name you can function. Whatever the file, this is a name. Now after that, what we need to do? Buffer reader BR something you can give new buffer reader. Now what happened? We are mentioning a file here. That reference is mentioning here. Okay. Now what happened? All content will be there in the buffer reader. Now buffer reader have a content. Then I want to read one by one line. Then buffer reader have a read line method. Br dot read line method. Then what happened? This line, entire line will get one line, two lines, three lines, four lines. Now whatever you want, you can do it. Okay, how to do that? This buffer read line has contains a string type actually. String type. Okay, string type. Now, now if you want to read, okay, read line what it will give? It will give a string type. The type is like while this yes, for example, yes is not equal to null, then we are reading it one by one. For example, first line read, second, third, fourth line, fifth line there is no. Then what happens? Beer read line will be null. Then it will skip the loop. That type of implementation we have to do while writing a file reader. File reader and file writer. File writer, actually, we have a different method. Write plus print. These are the methods will be there. I'll show you that also. Okay. Now, for example, now you can say file reader, new file reader, buffer reader, right? We can see what are the file. But real time we can't use this and all. Real time we are using some other way around. But anyway, I'll tell you that. File, file reader. Yeah, file reader R is equal to new file reader. You can pass the file name. Okay, file name. Now, what again we need to write? File reader. After that, buffer reader. Buffer reader. BR is equal to no buffer reader. This reference we need to give here. This reference we need to give here. Then buffer reader have some methods. What is that? Line by line we can give lines. If you want to give all the lines at a time, you can put lines. Or you can use read line. Read line actually what it will give string type. That line is there or no. First line, second line, third line, like that. String, yes. Okay. This is also something it's throwing might be and add throw exceptions. Now, while s is not equal to null, then we can read the file line by line. That is a, for example, I want like one by line. Open the line. Maybe yes, we can do. Okay, this way we can read the read the file. Okay, maybe we can read one file. We'll see some data is there or not. text file. I can create one text file. Hmm. Some text. For example, .txt file. Okay, I'm saving. Now this file, where it is, property, details. This is a path. This one. What I mentioned here. Yes. Slash. Seven. Slash should be this. Okay, not here. This file is not. Okay, I'll see what is the file name. Open, no? Okay. And then this is the file. That txt. Okay, this is the file. We'll see. Read that. Okay, can debug. This is a debug point someone is asking. Today maybe I will see that doubts. See, now we have a file. That file reader, that read contents is there here. Maybe if you want to check, you can check evaluate expression. This, what is the read? Some data is there. Some data UFC code and all. You don't need to worry about that. Next, BR. It's a BR is, now it will tell you BR is read the next line and all. Now this guy have first string what it is coming first line, read line, no? One by one line number it's reading, no? Then see, first line Yogi is there. Okay. Yogi is there, Yogi is coming and it will print. Till print. Second line, what it will print? What happened? Which one? Yogi, Yogi. Okay. Then this is a wrong program because we are doing whatever the file reader in the read line number we have to add it down. Otherwise, what happened? This is a not null. It's always it's giving same value. Once printed, what you need to do? Okay, maybe I can say that br dot read line method we have to add here so that it will go to the next line. Otherwise, br dot read line. Okay. Now it's in what happened? No? If you're actioning here, you are not doing this br dot next line. It will always will be true. This is only to print. Okay, that is the reason it's happening like that. And now, if you are seeing, now it print, okay, also run. This is a how to debug and your uh, something has happened right now. I thought of I didn't mention here, right? Now after debug going, I'll get to know, okay, this is each and every time it's printing first file data. That is the reason what we need to do. Be added read line, new line, it will print. It will reassigning the reference variable. That's the reason we are printing all the data. Okay. Now I want to write the file. Anyway, read the file done. Where we are reading, we are reading this key. Okay. Now, okay, for example, something you want to add. You add something, whatever you want. Read line. Sometimes some data will be there in this line, like comma, something like that. Yeah. Something comma is there. That time you can split your string some different way around. For example, um, okay, this is the file. Now, this time what happened? If you want to do some kind of structured data, if you want this, it will read like, normal way. See, now it's reading like that. Now I want to data in splitting. Now what we'll do? We will split your data. It's the regular expression, comma you can do. Now you can print that will give string error because you're using split method. Right. Now what happened? In that str of I, for example, zero's position, one value is there, and one position, one value is there. That way we have to manipulate the file data. You don't think like line by line only we are like, printing. See, now I'm manipulating the file data. Maybe if you want to differentiate them, now see, first, see, Anirani, first part it's printing like that. Okay. If you're saying first line code, first line value, Yogi Yogi, Rajalaxmi, and Rani Vasu, like that it will be printed. Because whatever your file has data, that file, it will read and you are manipulating the data. You are manipulating the data.
You what is 0 and 1? Is it a index or
This is, you're splitting, right? See, it's splitting, right? When you're splitting, that is the index of, 0 and 1. See, now maybe I'll show you debug mode so that you can understand. See, now file you are reading. Okay. After that, you go to the buffer reader. Now we are reading the file and one data is there. That is Yogi, comma Yogi. Now you can split. This split with the return type is, if you're clicking on that, string array. See, string array. Now when you're splitting, right, zero index is the first value, second index, one index is the second. Now, if you copy evaluate expression here, come here, see, this is a zero index, Yogi, this is a index one. Okay, maybe Yogi is there, you may be confused. Next line will go, printed, next line. Now next line came. Now if you see, there are two values. Now, second line. See, first index is Raja, second index is like that it will be. For example, now if you want to, your data maybe use, it's like, going, okay, then, hmm, okay, now you can put like that, like that. This way, you can. Now I want to read the element. Now what happened? Split method will split it. It contains a 4. I don't want to use, 0, 1 and all. Then what we need to use? You have to use for loop for into I is equal to 0. I is less than is equal to str dot length I plus plus. That way we need to manipulate. Okay, then str of I. Now in order to mention 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. This is the generic way we can write. Then file we are reading. That file contains a split method. Whatever the data, we can read it. See now in order to mention, because why I didn't mention, tomorrow my file is growing. It might be like 10 values. That time you need to mention 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It's not good, right? That is the reason we are using the for loop. Now we have all the data. Now if you're increasing your file data also, you need to change your code. Code no need to change. So see, see. Now like that it might be increasing your data. Now if you're seeing, you don't need to change any code. Directly you'll get all the data. That way we can write a generic way of kite. See, now it's coming all the data. Yogi, Yogi, Raju, Lakshmi, Raju, Lakshmi. See, this is the first line of code. Yogi, Yogi, Raju, Lakshmi, Raju, Lakshmi. Okay. Now this is the file reading. How to write a file writing? Okay, maybe I think so 3 minutes is there. File writing, I already told you. File writer, file writer. Okay, file writer, FW is equal to new file writer, your file name. Now what happened? Your empty text file you can create. There we will write the file. Now out of that print writer, fr is equal to new print writer, fr. Whatever you're passing here, fw, that you have to pass. Now you want to write one by one, or you can loop it, your choice. Okay. Now we can write fr dot write 100. Okay. Like that we can write it. Then, or you can use object also you can pass, or you can give big string also you can pass. Then I want to add so many values. Then you can use for loop, then you can add it. For loop you can use add it whatever the file writer, and you can write it. Finally, okay, fr dot plus you can do. Plus means first you can some value writing, second value writing, right? That time you have to plus it so that it will go to and sit into your file. Finally, you have to close your file writer. Fr dot close. Close method is close. You need to do that anyway. In the next, I'll send you one more link we have now. That link you can join. This file writer also will finish. Once this file writer completed, then we can go ahead with the, object. I told object stream, buffer stream writer, and print writer and all. And the hierarchy of this, FileReader related stuff. What is object? What is a writer? Or what is a reader? All hierarchy. And one more example, we can write it so that tomorrow we can move into the Java 8 features. Okay. Yeah, please join that session. I'll stop this recording.